So ETH BTC. Let's look at this quickly. All right, so this is important to be taking a look at. And I'm going to jump into the boys club. I'm going to jump into some meme coins. So we had this final capitulation on ETH BTC on the way down. We basically came back into this demand zone, okay? Right in here. So basically, last cycle's bear market, we pretty much retraced the entire move on ETH BTC, okay? So if there was a time to bottom, this would have been the time to do it. And it looks like it. Now, we've had other huge pumps before, right? Like right in here during the bear market, which is fine. You know, we've had other big candles. Boom, 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 right? So we've had these big candle moves up. So this is not necessarily just right here, this one candle, a confirmation that, okay, ETH BTC is about to rally all seasons on. But I'm confident if it was going to turn around, it would be down in this region. Because it has not been lower than this demand zone since, look, this is a point of confluence here. This was a big demand building up here, consolidation. We lost it in January of 2017, so almost 10 years ago. It's been 10 years since ETH BTC was lower than this mark, okay? 10 years ago. And then we pumped hard, right? And then, you know, reaccumulate back in here, which makes sense because look, there's a consolidation here. This is where the consolidation happened again in the bear market for this pair. So we come back down and we finally come into this demand zone. We start moving out of it. So again, I'm under the impression that this down in here would be where the bottoming takes place. This is whenever you really want to start holding ETH beta. Because if ETH BTC starts to outperform and Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin, you're going to see people rotate a shit ton of capital into Ethereum, therefore pumping the price of ETH, therefore pumping the price of all the beta on Ethereum. Also, with the ETH beta, I was going to say, and ETH is also having a lot of upgrades come on chain, and you're going to start to see the bullish news come out on ETH because now they're applying for the staking on Ethereum, meaning that you can hold the ETF. So there's a Bitcoin ETF, there's an ETH ETF. What's the incentive to bid the ETH ETF over the Bitcoin ETF? Right now, there's not necessarily one. But when they introduce the staking component to the ETH ETF, and you can buy that, and then you can earn a yield on it, you're going to see tons of liquidity flow into those ETFs, pumping the price. Okay, so ETH also has bullish catalysts coming down the road after the sentiment being so bad and everybody being so upset about it. Okay, so Sol hit 30-day high, boom, 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 beautiful. So you're going to see ETH get a shit ton of liquidity shift into that asset. This, therefore, doing something like this. If we can even just get ETH BTC to pump up into here, this little exit pump, even if it's just that, you have no idea what that's going to do for your assets. Because it's been in a perpetual downtrend this entire cycle. You've been fighting this chart this entire cycle, and still Pepe, still Brett, Andy, Wolf have been outperforming to the upside over Bitcoin. Still they have. But now imagine you're actually getting the tailwind of a pump over here where you're going to see big capital, big liquidity rotate into Ethereum, into the ecosystem. You're not prepared. The only problem you're going to have is you're going to wish that you had bought more. That's the only problem. So that's ETH BTC. Likely this would be the bottoming range for this. So good there.